Hello, my name is Larry, and I'm out here to do the first flat earth video I've ever done. I believe in the flat earth. I believe that it's truly flat. I believe that it is, we live in a dome structure. I believe that. I don't believe there's any space. If there is, they haven't never been to it. I believe above the firmament is where heaven is, or maybe even a giant ocean. I don't know, it's a thought process. I actually kind of have a thought about the possibility that God, because of the references in the Bible, that God may actually live in water. I don't know, it's just a thought. Not saying it's the truth, it's just a thought just from the references in the Bible about water and how the earth was flooded at one time to wipe out everything. So, as you can see, I am a believer in the Bible, but I want to talk about a possibility, if it isn't water outside of the dome, a possibility of why the governments of the world would actually be hiding the world from us. Why would they be hiding the world? The government, especially the American military-industrial complex, now they farm out military development, weapons development out to the private sector because that's where you get the best ideas. You get all people involved, you incentivize it through money, and you get the best ideas. So I believe when Admiral Byrd and all the other militaries of the world were down in Antarctica in the late 40s, early 50s, that they must have found the edge. I believe, like Mark Sargent said, that they found the edge. The only thing that I kind of differ from Mark Sargent about this is I believe that when they found the edge, or it's a possibility, I'm not saying that, it's just a thought. I'm not just going to say that I believe this 100%, but it's something that's rolling around in my head. I believe that they left all of a sudden, not because they wanted to hide the earth and they found the edge and they wanted to map out the dome and how big it was by sending up all those nuclear bombs, hydrogen weapons into the atmosphere to blow up. That's a possibility, but I believe once they got there, and the reason they left is they actually were able to look out of the dome, maybe the other side, maybe it was clear so they could see outside of the dome. Maybe they saw what was on the other side. Maybe they saw, this is something that's really dwelled around in my head, maybe they saw the prison guards. Maybe this is a prison for us. Maybe it's just one in many prisons. I know there's the infinite plane theory, and there's also the theory that possibly there are multiple, hundreds of domes, maybe millions of domes, I don't know. But maybe they saw the prison guards. I don't know what other word to use to describe it. But whatever they saw was so horrifying that they all left. Or maybe they saw the prison guards and there was some kind of communication, and the prison guards made them the trustees of this prison. And I come up with this theory because if everybody on this planet, on Earth, knew that the Earth was flat and that we lived in a dome, the very first thing that would happen, I believe like Mark says, that it could be a dawn of a new age, but not the dawn of a golden age. I think what would happen is people would go to the edge in droves by the tens of thousands of millions, and people would seek to get out of this. That's why I believe the governments, if they actually hid this, they didn't hide it because of some selfish motivation to keep it only to themselves, because their best chance to actually find a way out of this is to farm it out to the private sector. Get everybody involved in trying to get out of this thing. So if the government found the edge and they're actually hiding it from us, I can't come to any other conclusion in my mind, but they're hiding it because whatever was on the other side or whatever they saw scared the living shit out of them. They're scared. They're scared, and I don't think it has nothing to do with they're just wanting to hide it from us. I think maybe they found out this is a prison, and maybe we're stuck in it. I look at, how did Australia become a continent? It started out as a prison colony, and now it's a nation, recognized by the world or whatever you want to call it, but it's a nation, started out as a prison colony. Maybe this is a prison colony. Maybe we were set here because our ancestors were so bad that they had to be put here. Kind of like in that movie Escape from New York, where they turn the island of Manhattan into a prison and put walls around it. Kind of like Under the Dome, a prison. Kind of like there was a show recently. What was that show? It had that guy Matt Dillon in it. But anyway, he found out he was living in a prison, a walled prison, and outside of it was a scary beast. But maybe this is what's happened here. Maybe we're inside of a prison. Maybe the governments were made the trustees of this prison. Maybe they're able to do what they want as long as they keep our attention away from the dome, away from finding out that the dome. So they invented the space program, so they could control space. They invented all NASA and all this bullshit so that they could keep us away from the dome. Maybe that's the deal they made with the prison guards outside of this prison, if this is a prison. Maybe that's the deal they made. And maybe whatever they saw was so horrifying that they knew that there was no way that we could even hope to compete or even get past these prison guards. I don't know. But it's just an idea. You tell me what you think. This flat earth deal, I believe it's a game changer for sure. The more people that find out about this, the more people are going to begin to go to the edges. Eventually it's going to hit that 100 monkey effect, like Mark says. It's going to happen, and people are going to start to go to the edge. The governments are not going to continue to be able to hide this. So maybe that's what's happening. You tell me. Like I said, this is my first flat earth video. I believe some things are definitely going to change in the future, the very near future. The flat earth changes everything. It's a game changer. It's changed my life. It's made all this other bullshit with the government and all their New World Order bullshit all go by the wayside for me. All I can focus on is the flat earth. I can focus on things that have nothing to do with the government. And for years, that's all I ever did is focus on the bullshit the government was doing. I think they feed off that fear. So anyway, first flat earth video. My name's Larry, and everybody's doing flat earth videos. I've watched a lot of you. Jonathan, I listened to your show. Patricia Steer, Jared. Unlike everybody else, I'll finish up with this. Unlike everybody else, I heard a show recently about Eric Dubay and the issues with him. Unlike everybody else, Eric Dubay, the very first video I saw of Eric Dubay, which turned me off to him. I haven't watched any of his others, but his very first video was the video on what seemed to be a sympathetic video to Hitler and the Nazis. I don't know. I watched the whole thing. That video's conflicting for me based on some of the other things I found out. But that's the very first video for me, for Eric Dubay. So I don't know of any other things about Eric Dubay. I'm not pro Eric Dubay or against Eric Dubay. But right now I listen to Mark Sargent and Jonathan every week. Patricia Steer every week. Jared, I listen to you a little more here and there, but not as much. Mark Sargent is the first guy that ran me into the flat earth, so that's the one I listen to. I am looking into others, but anyway, that's it for now. See you soon. Oh, one other thing before I sign off. If you got any questions or comments, my new channel, I have another YouTube channel, But this channel is The Flat Truth, and my email is theflattruth69@gmail.com.